All right, welcome back. Your next guest is a power player in the energy space, and it has to do with the deal between Calpine and Constellation Energy Group. It's a company called Energy Capital Partners. The founder and executive chairman is a guy named Doug Kimmelman. Doug Kimmelman is sitting right here, and if you don't know this name, you will, because this may be the greatest and most profitable energy deal, once it's done, it's not closed yet, of all time. Very happy to be joined by Doug of Energy Capital Partners. You got a pretty big act to follow up on that interview.
I saw that, but thank you, Brian.
But, you know, it's all connected, because what Alex and Thomas Tull just talked about, a lot of tease there, is one reason that Calpine is selling itself, or will be closed soon, to Constellation Energy, which is, by the way, the #1 stock in the S&P 500 right now, up about 12%, because the demand for power to do the kind of stuff they're just talking about is driving that deal. You saw it years ago. What did you see?
Well, believe it or not, I've been in decades in electricity. Demand has been flat.
It's very boring for a long time, by the way.
Very boring. Now I'm an exciting guy. What can I say? But demand has been flat for decades, because any growth in population, GDP, all of that has been offset by energy efficiency. But we've kind of changed all the light bulbs and made homes more efficient and all of that. But all of a sudden, demand has come in. It's not just AI, though. Think about electric vehicles. Think about onshoring manufacturing. All of this LNG export, we need electricity, right, to liquefy and freeze that natural gas. So we've got multiple sources. But even bigger than all of this demand growth, we've got aged infrastructure, aged power generation. 40% of our electricity today comes from coal and nuclear. Coal, a lot of environmental challenges, at least many people view it that way, but nuclear's old. Right? It was built in the 60s, 70s, 80s, so we're losing supply at the worst possible time that we've got all of this demand.
Where did we go wrong? Because somebody somewhere screwed up.
Well,
a lot of somebody's.
A lot of somebody's screwed up, because I like to say I'm in the business, not electricity, I'm in the business of reliability. We've got to keep the lights on, we've got to keep the factories going, we've got to keep the cities working. And
Spain and Portugal just learned that the hard way, one of the biggest blackouts in European history. And it's not just a human issue. You got people in the hospital, babies being born. It's scary, but it's also a massive economic cost when your entire economy shuts down because somebody screwed up the power grid.
Yeah, well, exactly right. But when we talk about the economy, we talk about economic growth, and we had Treasury Secretary Bessent here yesterday, and he talks about 3% GDP growth in the near term, really critical to grow us out of this huge budget deficit and $37 trillion of debt. So what do we have right now? We've got, I call it the triangle of AI, power generation, and the natural gas production that is needed to fuel that power generation. We're talking about several $1 trillion of investment into the economy now. Power, you know, I said all of the nuclear and coal that's going to be shut down, and this demand growth coming, you know, 300,000, 400,000 megawatts, that's $1 trillion of investment.
Will lower oil prices, and we could throw oil up, guys, you know, mid-50s, if it keeps falling, is that going to hinder natural gas growth in America? Because natural gas is largely a byproduct of oil drilling.
To some degree, and associated natural gas comes off of that. But, you know, we are so fortunate that we have such a resource of natural gas. And, you know, this can happen in this country. This economic growth, this AI boom needs to stay in the United States, and it needs power to make it happen.